Good morning, all, and welcome to FormFest 2026. My name is Josh Straley. I'm going to be your producer for today's session. I'm going to give us just a moment more. We're just hitting the top of the hour, and I want to give everyone who has registered for this session a chance to jump in before I hop into our housekeeping. But I do want to thank you all for coming out bright and early and joining us for our user conference this year. Our theme this morning is designing the future of data collection. And we're going to talk about what that means for you and your organization in just a moment. But first, I want to give you a quick look at today's session agenda. We're going to do a console tour. The console that you're in today is going to be your console for all of today's sessions. So if you're joining us for multiple sessions at FormFest, you can get familiar with your console today. Then we're going to talk about how FormAssembly has been accelerating process building for your organizations and how we're going to be transforming data intake for you and your respondents over the next year. We're then going to talk about platform enhancements, some things to look forward to. And before I let you go today, I'm going to talk about some resources you have and some session highlights. But first, let's take a look at your conference console. We're not doing a Q&A in today's keynote, but you will see a Q&A module on your screen for all of today's sessions. At the end of your sessions, you're going to be able to get your questions answered live by your presenters. But if you do have questions about the session or any details about the session, like the question we always get, is this session being recorded? It is. You can ask those at any time. The producer will be monitoring the Q&A. We can get you quick answers and help you troubleshoot if you're having any problems with your console. You should also be able to enable closed captioning if you need closed captions today. In each session, your presenters have provided some resources for you to take your learning on to the next level or to get you in contact with FormAssembly's team. You'll find those links in the Resource Center. You can feel free to click those at any time during the presentation. They won't take you away from today's session, but they will open tabs in your browsers. Feel free to use those at any time so that you can dive deeper into today's materials. As we mentioned, you will be receiving a recording of today's sessions. Look for that recording to hit your inbox over the next several days. But as a reminder, if you have registered for several FormFest sessions today, you will get an email 15 minutes before each session. It's probably very similar to the email you received reminding you of this keynote today. So check your inbox. You'll always find your join link there, and you can hop into the next session as each session ends. Last but not least, we will be asking polls of our audience today. We want to know how things are going for you on the other side of the screen. You can interact with those by clicking the answer that best fits your response on your screen. And I have an example of what a poll looks like right here. For those of you that are joining us this morning, is this your first time joining us for a user conference? Last year's was the biggest FormFest yet. I'd love to know how many of you are returning visitors or how many of you are new to the FormFest user conference. I'm sure actually my reporting could tell me how many of you are new, but I just want to hear from today's audience. Hey, is this your first time joining us or are you a FormFest pro? I'll give you all a moment to submit your responses. Feel free to click, and let me say that anything you do to your console, whether you need to minimize windows or move the Q&A module around, you can feel free to do so. It won't mess up anything for me or your fellow attendees. I'm going to go ahead and close the poll in about 5 seconds. I see most of you have figured out how to click. Fantastic. Off to a good start this morning. Yes, oh, the majority joining us for the first time. Well, I want to extend a hearty and heartfelt welcome to you, whether you're a builder of processes at your organization, whether you're a Salesforce admin, a solution architect, or whether you're a leader at an organization trying to figure out how to tackle your data collection problems, or if you're a solution implementation partner, someone who works with FormAssembly, building solutions to complex challenges for your clients, we welcome you today. There's going to be something for everyone here at today's FormFest. We have sessions, a full day of educational sessions, not just about maximizing your investment in FormAssembly, which of course is where we're going to be spending most of our time today. But we're also going to show you how through better data collection and better automation, you can build bigger, more efficient processes that maximize your investment across your organization, whether that be your CRM like Salesforce or HubSpot, or whether that be your other critical systems. If you need to get data across your organization, FormAssembly serves as that point of intake where we can help you manage that data intake across your organization. We're going to teach you best practices. We're going to teach you new strategies. Anyone who joins today should walk away with something new and a better idea of how you can design the future of data collection for your organization. Thank you again for joining us. And speaking of joining us, I'm joined today by our CEO and founder, Cedric Severis, and Oscar Goya, who are our presenters today. They're going to follow with some remarks for today's session. So I'm going to turn things over to Cedric. Cedric, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you, Josh. And hello, everyone. I'm Cedric Severis, CEO at FormAssembly, and I'm delighted to welcome you to FormFest for a day packed with fantastic sessions. So we want to use this event to open the door and invite you in to learn more about who we are and what we offer. But more importantly, this is an opportunity for you to learn how to get the most out of FormAssembly and to learn from our team and from other customers and partners. So I'd like to extend a special thank you to all the presenters that are joining us for this event. We're so appreciative of their time and their willingness to share their wisdom with all of us. The partners who are presenting today have extensive experience working with FormAssembly and other products like Salesforce to provide the right solutions to their customers. If you need any help with your own projects, reach out. I can't recommend them enough. And thank you as well to our customers who will join us in a roundtable to talk about their experience and their use of FormAssembly. And we know we play a critical part of our customers' day-to-day operations. We know how important the data collected is to them and to the people who choose to share that data. So that's our mission at FormAssembly. Our mission is to help organizations collect, use, and be good stewards of the personal data entrusted to them. Now, there's something quite special we want to share with you today. AI is, of course, on everybody's mind. It's changing the way we work. It's changing how we learn, how we get things done, how we find information. And what about how we share information? So we've been thinking and we've been looking ahead to try to understand what AI means to the future of data collection. And before we get any further, I want to share the principles that are guiding our work around AI. Data stewardship is part of our mission statement, and that includes using AI responsibly. AI is not the answer to everything, but when it's applicable, we want a human-centered AI that keeps you in control. We want the AI to work transparently. We want to respect the privacy and security of personal data. And we want to respect your own compliance requirements. And so last year, we launched Faye, our AI assistant designed to help you build data workflows. It's still a work in progress. Faye is getting pretty good at building forms. It's getting better at building entire workflows and setting up connectors. And we'll continue to improve it until it fulfills the full vision of a companion that can answer your questions and work on your behalf. And if Faye is helping you, the FormAssembly user, the next evolution is using AI to help your respondents, to help the people who are interacting with your forms and sharing data with you. And this is a very intriguing and very exciting new direction. We're going to show a few concrete examples of what we envision, and we'd love your feedback. So without further ado, I'll pass it on to Oscar, our platform product manager at FormAssembly, who will walk you through a few use cases.
Thank you so much, Cedric. As you all just heard, our mission is evolving. We are moving beyond just being a platform for forms to becoming your system of choice for data stewardship. We've all experienced it, that wall of questions that leads to form fatigue and high abandonment rates. we want to change that dynamic with intake agents. Think of these agents as a personalized AI designed to streamline data intake without sacrificing structure and quality. Intake agents are highly brandable and configurable. You can apply these agents to a single workflow or use them to interface with multiple workflows at a time, giving your audience a familiar name to interact with, acting as a true extension of your brand. Through simple configuration, you give the agent prompts and context to control their attitude, vocabulary, and end goals. It understands your objectives and guides your users through natural conversation, all while collecting that data perfectly, ready for your systems of record like Salesforce or HubSpot. So let's take a look at 3 ways that intake agents are going to change the game. Let's start with the high-stress scenario. Imagine you're a homeowner standing in a flooded kitchen. You don't have the mental bandwidth to navigate a bunch of static fields on your phone. You don't want a form to fill out. You need a partner. And getting to that partner needs to be frictionless. Imagine this entire experience you're about to see is triggered simply by tapping a Submit a Claim button on your website. We're going to start with the experience itself to show you how a voice agent handles that homeowner's insurance claim the moment that button is clicked. So let's take a look.
I'll get the current state of your claim intake session now. Hi there, I'm Alex from Acme Insurance. I'm here to help you file your homeowner's claim. I understand this might be a stressful time, so let's work through this together smoothly. To get started, can you tell me what happened? Just describe the incident in your own words. What caused the damage to your home?
A pipe just burst under the kitchen sink this morning around 6:15 a.m., and there is an inch of water all over the floor. It's a huge mess.
I'm so sorry to hear about the flooding in your kitchen. Let's get this sorted out quickly for you. I'm going to fill in what you've told me. A pipe burst in your kitchen this morning at 6:15 a.m. with water damage. Now let me ask, is your home still safe to live in, or is it uninhabitable right now?
Yeah, we can still live here, but the hardwood floors are ruined.
Thanks for letting me know. I'll mark that your home is still habitable. Now, do you have a rough estimate of how much damage this caused? For example, are we talking a few $100s, a few thousand, or more?
I guess maybe $8,000 in damage.
Got it. $8,000. I'll note that down. What's your policy number? You can find it on the top right of your declaration page. It usually starts with HO, followed by 8 digits.
My policy number is HO 876-54321.
Perfect. And what's the name of the primary insured person on the policy?
My name is Jane Smith.
Thanks, Jane. And what's your date of birth?
My birthday is October 12th, 1984, and the last 4 digits of my social are 9876.
Great. One last thing. Do you have a police report number for this incident, or did you report it to anyone?
No, I haven't reported it to police, and anything that you need to do, I consent to.
That's fine. A police report isn't needed for a water damage claim like this. I'm going to finalize everything now. Perfect. Let me summarize what we've collected. You've authorized us to inspect the property and confirmed all information is accurate. Does everything look correct?
Yes, it does.
Excellent. Let me submit your claim now. Your claim has been submitted successfully. You should expect to hear from us within 48 hours to schedule a property inspection. In the meantime, document the damage with photos if you can, and try to prevent any further water damage, like turning off the water at the main if the leak is still active. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's it. Just please hurry.
I completely understand. We'll prioritize your claim. Jane, you did everything right, and our team will be in touch very soon to help you get this resolved. Take care, and thank you for choosing Acme Insurance.
So what we just saw was a comprehensive guided interaction. The respondent was able to speak naturally, and the agent was able to listen and interpret what they said. And that wasn't some new way of creating an interaction. That agent is just layered upon an existing workflow and form here at FormAssembly. So there's very little that you need to do in order to get access to this powerful new feature. And the true benefit here is how the agent takes that conversational information and perfectly structures and reorganizes it into a tidy response record like you're familiar with here at FormAssembly, perfectly ready to be integrated in the rest of your workflow and send that data off to your system of record. We prioritize the human experience without losing the data integrity with intake agents. Now, what happens when the user isn't in a crisis, but maybe they're confused? Let's take a look at another way that intake agents can be used. So we know that complexity is the enemy of completion. For something like a financial aid application, a student might be staring at terms they've never seen before, just as they're about to accomplish one of the biggest milestones in their educational career. So instead of leaving the page to Google terms like dependency status or student ID applicability, and potentially abandoning the workflow altogether, the student has an expert guide sitting right next to them on the form. Let's watch in this use case as the student asks for a definition and the agent provides a concise, plain English explanation instantly. This is expertise at the point of friction. You'll see completion rates climb because we're moving the help text out of a tiny tooltip and transforming knowledge into an active, intelligent conversation. So here we have our student filling out their financial aid application. They're working through this application, but they're going to hit a couple walls. Notice how they make use of the sidecar view here and ask questions, say, do I need a student ID in order to even submit this application? And the agent, with its knowledge and context of the form, is able to respond and say, no, you don't need that right now. You can still complete this form and submit it successfully. As the student moves on, maybe they need to ask for more clarification. The agent is going to provide hand-holding and expertise right there on screen. So when a form is complex, overwhelming, or the audience really just doesn't want to interact with a super long form, this agent can help to act as a safety net, answering their questions and helping them to feel confident as they fill out the rest of this form together. The benefit here is that we reduce friction and significantly increase those submission rates because of that safety net. Finally, let's talk about our power users. For the professional who fills out the exact same form 10 times a day, a traditional form isn't a guide. It's really a speed bump. It slows them down. So in a home inspection report scenario, the shift from form filling to voice-based conversational AI moves the inspector from being a data entry clerk into a hands-free expert. The inspector can narrate as they are observing and moving around the house. Let's see how this works as the inspector is inspecting utility closet. They're not looking at a screen, they're just talking to the agent.
I'll retrieve the form to get started with recording your water heater inspection findings. Ready to go? Tell me what you're seeing with this water heater and I'll get everything recorded.
Okay, I'm moving on to the utility closet for the water heater inspection. We're looking at a gas-powered Bradford White unit. Looks like it's a 40-gallon tank. The temperature and pressure relief valve is present, and the discharge pipe is properly installed, terminating near the floor drain. I don't see any signs of leaks, but there is some minor corrosion present on the cold water intake valve. The gas venting system is completely intact. Overall condition is satisfactory, but I'll add a note to monitor that minor corrosion.
One thing, I didn't catch the age of the unit. How old is that Bradford White, or do you have a manufacture date?
Yeah, let me check the data plate here. It looks like the manufacturing date is 2018, so it's about 8 years old.
Got it. Water heater inspection is all logged and ready to submit. Perfect. Your water heater inspection is submitted. You're all set.
And just like that, the inspection is completely logged. No tapping through endless screens or hunting for the right drop-downs, just a natural hands-free conversation that results in a perfectly complete inspection, including prompts where you might have missed some data. The agent will interject and say, hey, can you follow up and tell me what that manufacturing date is, as you saw there? So whether you're helping a stressed homeowner, guiding a confused student, or empowering your power users out in the field, intake agents fundamentally change how we think about data collection. So we are incredibly proud of what we're building, and we cannot wait to see what you build with it. So because you are here with us at the conference today, we want to give you the very first opportunity to try this out. So we'll be offering an early access program for intake agents, and you can let us know if you're interested in joining today. So as Josh mentioned before, you can just click the screen here. You should see this quick poll popping up. If you want to be among the first to bring conversational forums to your organization, just click yes to raise your hand. There's no commitment right now, but this will let our team know to reach out to you and get you on the priority list for rollout.
Oscar, we're seeing a lot of great questions about intake agents. My hope is that all of those people will join this early access program.
It would be great to see everyone join the early access program or follow any of our other sessions today. We'll be touching a lot on AI throughout the day. We're seeing a lot of folks raising their hands. Thank you all for submitting. And you'll have more opportunities to reach out either to your CSMs or our team to ask more questions, or if you miss your chance here, you can reach out to them and we'll get you on the list as well. So let's wrap this up. Intake agents are going to be a massive leap for us here at FormAssembly, but they're just one piece of a much larger puzzle. So I want to spend the last few minutes with you looking at the horizon, specifically how all of this ties into our recent initiatives like Atlas, our upcoming platform enhancements, and the future of workflow. So Atlas is the future of this platform. We're moving towards a workflow-first world. Atlas isn't just about collecting data. It's about architecting the entire journey that data takes on a single streamlined canvas. As Cedric mentioned, Faye is your intelligent co-pilot within that workflow, helping you to build faster, automating logic, and checking requirements in real time, and we're continuously improving Faye's capabilities. And we are obsessively strengthening our core, bringing you highly requested enhancements like advanced response management, like searching, sorting, and exporting of your response data, securing forms and protecting them with SSO and other IDP sources, and new publishing methods for workflows, including Salesforce Experience page support. And looking ahead, we're actively working on new analytics solutions built from the ground up for compliance and insights. And we're bringing you federated login to ensure that your experience with FormAssembly is frictionless from the very first click. So between the workflow power of Atlas, the intelligence of Faye, and the deeply human experience of our new intake agents, we aren't just shipping features, we're shipping you a completely new way for you to design the future of your data collection at your organization. And I cannot wait to see what you all build with these tools. But that's enough for right now. Let's talk about the rest of your day today. I think we have nearly 20 incredible breakout sessions lined up, covering everything from deep dives into the platform, tutorials, to strategic data stewardship. To give you a lay of the land and walk you through the rest of what you're going to see today with today's conference tracks, I'm going to pass the virtual mic back over to Josh. Josh, take it away.
Thank you so much, Oscar, and thank you for a look ahead at the exciting enhancements coming to the FormAssembly platform. I can tell from our Q&A section that people are very interested in intake agents, and just to reiterate, this feature is still in development. If you raised your hand to join our early access period, you'll be notified when this feature becomes available for your accounts. And for everyone else who said they'll wait for the rollout, we will definitely be giving you more information on intake agents as this hits general availability. I'm so excited to see this excitement. This is really a fun and impactful feature. And I think your demos, Oscar, were a great way to highlight just how personable it can make a form experience and how important those interactions are for, I know, every organization that uses FormAssembly. But as Oscar mentioned, today, this session is not the end of today's news or education. We have a day chock full of of educational sessions, whether you are new to the FormAssembly platform or whether you are a FormAssembly Pro, we have something for you. I have over 18 sessions split into 2 distinct tracks. I have introductory sessions that if you're new to the platform or are not a FormAssembly user at all, are a great opportunity for you to understand some of the key use cases that FormAssembly has been applied at other organizations. You'll see from our partners use cases that they have implemented for their clients. From FormAssembly experts, you'll see highlights of new features, updated features, like our newly enhanced Salesforce integration or advanced document generation. And if you have used the platform for a while and you feel like you know FormAssembly, we may have made some changes over the last year that you're not aware of. I encourage you to check out today's sessions and see if there's any use cases that you're not using FormAssembly for that you may be able to bring onto the platform. Consolidation has kind of been a major trend across industries over the last year. It's something that we're hoping to support for your organization. Inside of the Resource Center for today's keynote session, you can find a link to browse all of today's sessions. Perhaps you registered for several a couple of weeks ago when you first got your invite, but you may have a little bit more time today, or you want to sign up for a session because you want the recording later. As I mentioned at the beginning of the call, every session, including this keynote, is recorded. So if you want to see something, but you're not able to attend later today, or something comes up in your afternoon, feel free to register. We'll make sure you get a recording of that full session. Speaking of sessions, our next 2 are coming up at the top of the hour. We're going to cover building better forms with better AI prompts. If you haven't used Faye yet, and you're interested in seeing what AI can do when it comes to form building, workflow building, and analysis of your form performance, this is a great session for you to join. It shows how far Faye has come over the last year, and where you may be able to unlock a few more minutes in every day just by handing off some of those manual data tasks. Up, become a little bit more familiar, or you're a little concerned with the data that you're seeing in your CRM. Perhaps you're trying an AI implementation of your own using Agentforce, and you seem to be struggling with incomplete records or agents working with data that just isn't right. Something that people use FormAssembly for across organizations across verticals and industries is using FormAssembly as that gate, as that front door to your critical systems, using FormAssembly forms to improve the data as it passes through a form, through field validation, through our integration logic. This session, improving CRM data, preventing duplicates in Salesforce, HubSpot, and more, touches on, of course, that really just terrible duplication and deduplication process that everyone struggles with, but also more, just how you can improve data across your CRM. If either of these sessions sound good to you, I encourage you to, again, click that link with your FormFest sessions to browse all of today's events and join them live so you can get your questions answered by presenters. But again, if you're just a little bit busy this morning, I completely understand. We will send you those recordings. But that wraps up today's keynote session. I hope that I see you again in later sessions today, and if not, in a webinar down the road. If I don't see you today and you're new to FormAssembly, and I see some questions around our trial, if you're interested in spinning up a trial of FormAssembly, it's a great way to get yourself ready for today's session. There's nothing like putting into practice the best practices and the strategies you're learning today immediately inside of the platform. You can spin up a free trial, no credit card required. You can get that spun up, and then anything you learn today, you can put into practice. So if you're not using FormAssembly today currently, I encourage you to sign up for a trial and get your hands on these tools so you can start improving data collection right now, today. I want to thank you for joining, and I do want to extend a warm thanks again to Oscar and Cedric for joining me in today's call. Thank you both for bringing your knowledge, bringing this glimpse ahead at FormAssembly, an exciting year planned, an exciting year last year. We can't wait to see what you build for your organizations. That's all the time we have for today. I'm going to bid you a fond and farewell and a happy FormFest, and we'll see you at the next session.